Good morning, welcome to my channel. My name is Robin and this is my channel Lady Robins, and you can also find me on Instagram under the same name if you're interested. Thank you for coming and seeing what I'm up to. If you are a brand new subscriber, welcome. I am thrilled that you're here. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, you guys. I am happy and thrilled that you're here as well. This is a channel about cross stitch, so we are going to talk about all things stitchy goodness. If I could tilt the camera down, you would see the mess that's on my desk. We have lots of things to talk about today. We are going to do a kitted up parade. On my last video, I did a WIP parade showing you all of my works in progress. If you're new to FlossTube, WIP, works in progress. And I mentioned that I have tons of things that I have kitted up and never started. So we're gonna need a beverage. This could be a long one, you guys, but I hope you're here for it. I have my own beverage, so let's do our mug of the day, shall we? This is, as if you're new here, my favorite mugs are the You Are Here Starbucks mugs. They are discontinued, and I love the ones that I have. So today, we are in Alabama. And what's in my mug is drip coffee, but I just foamed the milk, so it looks more like a latte than drip coffee. I've got this cute little, this little foamer on my counter, and it whips up the milk in under a minute, and I just love doing that. Makes me feel all fancy. Okay, so before we get going on the WIP parade, I thought I would go through what I'm working on, what I finished, my plans. I have a little bit of haul, and then we'll hit the not the WIP parade, the kitted up parade. Okay, so why don't we start? Just dive right in, get going with what I have stitched on. I'm gonna change that. I'm going to start with what I finished. I actually have had a finish since the last regular floss tube. I finished the Friendly Beasts. So I want to show that to you. Okay. So this was in the latest Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. This is by Abby Topknot Stitcher. And so the latest issue is the 2020 Christmas winter issue. So it's in there. If you subscribe, you can find this readily. But what I wanted to talk to you about is on the bottom, that bottom row kind of looking like the hay in the stable. I did that in tent stitch. So what I did, I'm really wrinkling this up, but that's okay, is I picked out 2 of the 3 colors that were in the hay up here in the manger. And I didn't follow a pattern. I just went with what felt good. So when I decided it was time to change colors, I did. And when I thought it needed a big block of color, I did that too. And the only thing that that I learned when doing tent stitch was to get the coverage that I got, instead of using 2 strands of floss, I used 3. And it worked perfectly, you guys. If you have never done tent stitch, and this was my very first attempt at tent stitch, it was easy, it was fun, and I think the coverage is fantastic. So this was done on 32 count vintage country Mocha. I used most of the called for flosses. I did a few substitutions, like the ram I did in Whitewash by Weeks, and I changed out the the white on the cow, I used B5200. And then since I did not use Abby's called for fabric, my hay was blending into the background, so I just picked 3 DMC. I just went through my boxes and I just picked 3 that I thought complemented each other and yet gave enough contrast. So that's what I did. And I'm really super, super happy with my finish on this guy. And so now even though it's past Christmas, my husband's gonna make me, he's gonna make me a little barn, you know, with a roof. He's said he's got the perfect piece of wood out in his shop that he's going to create that barn from. So I will show you when this gets fully finished. FFO, for those that are new here, fully finished object is when you take a cross-stitch piece like this, which is, at this point, it is an FO. It's a finished object. And when you put it in its final home, you've FFO'd it. You've fully finished your object. So that was my finish, and I couldn't wait to show that to you and then to tell you how well the 10th stitch worked for me. So that was fun. I was really excited. Even though I didn't get it done in time for Christmas this year, it's done. It will totally be up for Christmas next year. So I'm okay with that, right? We don't have to be so tied to the date that it takes away the joy of the stitching. I totally enjoyed stitching that. So for me, I think I said before, I'm a process stitcher. I like the process of stitching. I am not a very good FFOer, so that for me is hard and kind of challenging. So I'm happy when I'm stitching. I'm not necessarily happy when I'm FFOing because I always feel like I'm about to mess up my piece. Anyway. Okay, so what have I been stitching on this week? I decided to join the Facebook group WIPGO, W-I-P-G-O, WIPGO. And it's pretty much like bingo. And you create your own, you know, WIPGO bingo board. So it's, you know, 5 across and 5 down. So you have 25 spaces, and number 13 is right in the middle, and you leave that blank. The reason I'm telling you that is because I've decided to try WIPGO this year. What happens is at the beginning of the month, they draw 2 numbers, and whatever are in, you know, those numbers that they drew, those are the pieces that you're going to work on. Now, you get to decide on your WIPGO what your goal is. I've probably cheated, and I don't know. Do you cheat on WIPGO? I don't know. You'll have to tell me. If you WIPGO, you'll have to let me know. But I have decided for almost all of my pieces that I've completed that square if I do 5 days of stitching on the piece. Now, the other thing in the back of my head is I've kind of told myself a day of stitching probably should be approximately 100 stitches. The reason I'm giving myself a little bit of a number, I don't want to, you know, for a while I did the one of the Facebook groups where you actually counted your stitches, and I had a clicker, and I literally clicked as I stitched. I don't want to be that crazy again. That kind of took away the joy of the stitching, having to count the stitches. But also, I'm kind of a slow stitcher, so if I don't have a little bit of a stitch number goal in the back of my head, you know, I could put in 4 stitches, 1 a day, and declare, hey, I've finished my WIPGO. So I kind of feel like I need to have a little bit of accountability that way. Anyway, long and short, the WIPGO numbers that got pulled for January, they actually pulled 3. They pulled number 6, number 18, and number 13, the free space. So I'm going to show you what I'm stitching on. The first one, number 6, what I put on my number 6 space was cinnamon stars. And I put down I want to stitch 5 days on cinnamon stars. And so far I've done 2 days. Is that right? Yeah, 2 days. Today will be number 3. But what I have been able to accomplish already is I finished the scarecrow last night. You see that? I got that in camera for you. I'm trying to peek around my fabric. Okay, so I got the scarecrow done last night, and I'm working on the picket fence. And the other thing is all the little stems up here, I'm finishing those off. So for me, that's good progress. I'm really happy with this idea of kind of 2 focused pieces for the month, because just because I said my goal is 5 days of stitching, it doesn't mean that I can't do 7, right? But my minimum is 5. And I think that's going to help me accomplish finished pieces, which will then have to be FFO'd. But that's okay. The fun part of FFOing something is then you get to display it in your house. So you have to kind of get through that hurdle to get to the good stuff. So WIP Go number 6, cinnamon stars. Now, WIP Go 18, this one is, for me, Cozy into Winter by Jeannette Douglas. Now, this is where it's starting. None of this is stitching I've done this month, okay? This was already done, and are you guys shocked, those that are returning subscribers? I have this in a 4x4 Q-snap, because the things that are left to do on this Jeannette Douglas pattern are mostly specialty stitches, and I stitch in hand, and it is almost impossible to do those specialty stitches in hand. I made a start. If you can see it up close and personal, you would know that these are pretty ugly stitches, and I'm actually going to back them out and start again doing them with it in the 4x4 Q-snap. So what I have put down on the Jeannette Douglas piece is finish. I want to finish this piece. I want to F-O it. I'm not saying FFO on my WIP Go, but I want to have a finished object at the end of January out of this piece. So that is the second kind of focus piece for the month. And then space 13 was also called, which is the free space. And you don't have to do anything. You can totally leave it blank. You don't have to put a piece in that space. I, however, wanted a start. And I was going to start it anyway. I wanted a New Year's start. And so I declared that I would start this one, the Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower, on New Year's Day. And I did. So I am stitching this, I think, what is this on? This is on a 36 count piece of linen that was dyed for me by Brandy from BeStitchMe. If you aren't a fan of Brandy's fabric or ever checked her out, you might want to. Look at this beautiful purple color that she custom dyed. And I think this color might now be in her shop, but she was really great to work with, because I sent her a picture of the pattern and I said, I really, really want a purple fabric and I want it to look like this. I had ordered the called for fabric that Janine of the Blue Flower called out. She called out 36 count Picture This Plus Shale. The piece that I got was very, very brown, and I wasn't happy at all. And I thought, oh my gosh, now what am I going to do? And anyway, I contacted Brandy, and she was very responsive and, you know, took my input and came up with this. And it's perfect. It's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. So this is the third thing that I've stitched on so far. This was my New Year's start. And I couldn't be happier. I am stitching it 1/2 with all the called for floss, and I'm having a great time stitching on it. When I look at this fabric, it just makes me happy. So those are the 3 things that I've been working on. And you know what, now that I'm talking, I'm thinking I've only done 2 days on Cinnamon Stars because I started this on the 1st. So 2 days on Cinnamon Stars. I need to keep better track, you guys. Okay, so that's my stitching for this this time. Let's set that aside, and I have a little bit of haul that I wanted to show you, and then we'll get to our kitted up parade. Okay, so I got my So Much to Love bag of the month for December, and this is what it looks like. Isn't it gorgeous? And it's got this beautiful Christmas stocking fabric on the inside, which is fabulous. And then it came with a chart from Hands On Design. So that's super sweet. I'm looking forward to stitching that up already. So that was my first bit of haul for December. The other thing I got from Brandy, I'm part of her Fabric of the Month Club. I got her December fabric. It's a light blue, and it's called Sleet, and I get it in a 32 count. It's not quite, I think that's pretty much the color. So anyway, the name of it is Slate, and then I get an 18 by 27 inch piece, and I'm going to be doing, the Stitching Book Club is going to do Sense and Sensibility is their next one, and they're going to do it on a light blue fabric, and I suspect this is going to work. So I'm super excited that this was the color for December. Okay, so that's my next bit of haul. And then Jennifer, who is stitching with the waves, stitching in the waves, sent me a piece of fabric to finish the Christmas Carol piece from Stitching Book Club. So that came. Thank you, Jennifer. I can hardly wait to use that. So that was exciting. And I still have to finish that. That's actually on my WIP Go board, but depending on how things fall for the month, I might break that out early and then switch something else in. The next 3 things I'm going to show you are Christmas gifts, and I thank my family for giving me cross stitch. That was so nice of them. So my sister picked up this Dimensions kit for me. Life is Good. She's right. Life is good, and it even comes with a cute little hoop for finishing. Love it. And then she knows that I love beachy things. And so she got me this, which I think this is fantastic. I really like this. And what's interesting is this is it says it's a pre-printed fabric. So I don't know, I haven't opened it yet. So I don't know if it means that the pattern is stamped on the fabric. I'll find out. So there's that. So those are from my sister for Christmas, so thank you. And then the very last piece of stitchy goodness that I got for Christmas, well, I did get an Acorns and Thread gift certificate from my husband, but also from my husband, he bought me my very first Owl Forest embroidery kit. And that's it. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah. So I have looked inside. Here are our flosses. Aren't they beautiful? It comes with not one, not two, but 3 needle minders. And those are just amazing. And then of course the blue fabric to stitch it on. So this is going to be my birthday start. My birthday is in February. So I'm gonna hold on to this until February, and I'm going to start that for my birthday. So there it is, Owl Forest embroidery. It couldn't be cuter. I love it. Okay, so that's my haul. I think I've talked plans. My plans are I'm gonna do WIP Go. Like I said, most of my pieces I've put down just to stitch for 5 days on each piece, which means I'm only slotting 10 days of stitching. So what am I going to do with the rest of my time, right? I have a lot of big pieces. I've got Cardinal Points, I've got the Summer Snapperland, I have Harbor Haven. I'm trying to think of my other bigger pieces. Anyway, I've got some big pieces. And what I'm thinking is one of those will be what I'll want to work on maybe for the rest of the month. And then the other thing is my husband bought me a pencil tree for to display in our dining room at Christmas time. And he said, I do not want to put this thing up in December next year and there to be 3 cross-stitch ornaments on it. So the other thing that I need to do is work on Christmas ornaments throughout the year so that I can at least have 4 items to put up on the tree so I'm not in trouble, right? So anyway, between WIP Go, pulling out one of those big pieces to work on a Christmas ornament. The other thing that I want to get back to is the Snowflower Diary monthly series. I kind of feel like, you know, I'm getting my plans for the month established. And then of course there are some things that I always stitch on. I always stitch on my Cardinal Points on the 26th of every month because that is the Long Dog Leap Day Sal, so it always gets worked on the 29th. So there's a couple other things like that will fill up my time. Okay, speaking of filling up time, oh my gosh, I forgot one other thing that I was given for Christmas. My girlfriend Lynn knows that I want to do the Jeannette Douglas Take Time to Read chart. She bought me the embellishment pack. Yeah, thank you, Lynn. And it's got these beautiful specialty flosses, 2 Glorianas to stitch that piece. So yeah, I definitely have to start this as well. That's on my must stitch list. Okay, again, thank you, Lynn. Thank you. All right. What you can't see is the pile of kitted up projects. Let's hit it, shall we? Are you ready? Grab a beverage, grab a drink. My, if I counted correctly, I have 22 projects that I have kitted. Let's see what's in there. As far as I know, most of them have fabric and floss, so this is gonna be fun. All right, having said that, the very first one I picked up is the Zimmerman coverlet. And what I want to do with this, I have picked up a 36 count white Edinburgh linen. I picked up a great big huge piece, and on this, I want to make a table runner out of this. And I have not selected my floss yet. My kitchen dishes are in are a dance pattern, which has navy blue on it. So I'm thinking of finding a really nice navy blue floss to go with my dishes. So that's my thought. So I have not fully kitted this, but I'm in the process. It's in the back of my head. Okay, next one is, this was from the Stitch Summit, and this is from Heartstring Samplery. It's Until We Meet Again. It came with all of the floss and the fabric, and that is on my list of things to start eventually. So that is all kitted up and ready to go. Okay, the next one, and this one I should be starting right now, but I haven't gotten there yet, is Michelle Bindy's Stitchies Trimming the Tree. Now this one I don't have a cover sheet for it, but I'll just, there's a little snowman, there's a tree that he is decorating. This is all kitted and ready to go. It's got the beautiful blue linen fabric. It's got the floss card. Yeah, it's winter. I should be stitching on this, and I think it's adorable. I just haven't made it. So that is another project that is ready to go. Okay, what else have we got here? Ooh, this is a good one. By Shepherd's Bush, this is the Christmas Merry Notes chart. I definitely, I actually want to do all the Merry Notes. I think they are fantastic. So, I've got the flosses. I've got the button pack. It's all set. And you know what? Look at that. I've even put my first pin stitch in there to get started. Oh my goodness. So there's another kitted project that I should be working on, right? And then let's see. I'm probably doing this on a 32 count Mocha linen, because that's what's called for, and because I didn't make a note of it being different, I'm pretty sure I kitted it with the called for fabric. Okay, so there's Merry Notes. That's also needing a start. Okay, now, ooh, I love this one. I'm gonna say that after everyone. You guys, this is an old out of print chart, and I love it. And this one is called Gathering Pine Cones. And this I want to stitch and take out to the cabin and display out at the cabin. I've got, there's a button. I don't know if you can see it, but that actually right there, that's the button. Uh-oh. My computer just started talking to me. So that's the button. Here are the 3 flosses that I'm going to do it in. And I have selected to do it on 28 count light Mocha cashel linen. Isn't that going to be pretty? Look at those. So this just screams cabin to me. So, yeah. And there are tons of specialty stitches in this. This will take a while. It doesn't look like a very big chart, but it's going to take a while. It is 125 by 77. So, even though it's not a monster, it's gonna keep me busy. Especially learning all those specialty stitches. I rarely stitch anything with a specialty stitch, and I need to expand my stitching. So that will be a really fun, good project. Okay, now the tag on this bag just says Riveris, which is one of my favorite companies. I like them. I have got this chart. A home is not complete without a dog. Now, if you've been around here for a while, I stitched the companion piece. A home is not complete without a cat, and I stitched that for my parents. I was thinking of stitching this one for myself. So that is a really super easy stitch. It's one, you know, pick your favorite black, right? And I have picked wrought iron and the linen. I don't know if I've got the linen card. I do not have the linen card, but oh well, that's okay. It's probably a 28 count. Something kind of mocha-y colored. It'll be great when I get there. So that guy's ready for a start. So many projects, so little time, right? Okay. And, oh, I know what's in here. What is in here is a finish and a start. This is, if you remember, by Lottie Da, Trick or Treat. Remember that when I was stitching that in October? So I am going to do the companion piece on, I've got a huge piece of linen. This is a 32 count Havana. And I'm going to do the companion piece on this. And I am shocked that the pattern for the companion piece, which is with a prick of my finger, something wicked this way comes, is not in here. I'm sure it's in my bin of patterns, but that's what that is. These are the flosses. They're both Victorian Motto, Midnight, and Rustic Pumpkin. Those are going to be the flosses I will use for that. And then in here, this is also in a Love You More Studio Co bag, is a sweet little Halloween pattern. I want to do that also. And there's plenty of fabric that I can use for that as well. So this bag has the potential to be 2 more WIPs. Okay, what else is on my desk? All right, next one. This is Lindy's Stitches. Oh, I love this chart. This is, what does she call it? I could think of it as Oh My Darling, but that's not what she calls it. It's called Beautiful Things. Beautiful Things by Lindy Stitches. And I bought the floss pack. So I've got all of the called for flosses right there. But apparently I didn't pick out my linen yet. But that's okay, because now that I am getting Fabric of the Month from Brandy at BeStitchMe, I'm sure I've got something in my stash that I can slide in and start that one on. Okay, so this bag, you guys, this is Caroline Off the Grid Needle Arts. This is her company Evertotes. I was able to snag my first ever Evertote bag. So in here is the chart that came with it, which is Miss Marianne Rollo. I love that border. I think that is stunning. So This one is less kitted up than I thought. All it has is the pattern. It's got her bag, and then it's got the cute little accessory bag that comes with it. So, and I just got this in November, so I guess I'm not surprised that there's not more kitting that has happened on this one. But there's another project that I want to get to. And I just, oh my gosh, you guys, I felt so lucky to get this kit, because they sold out, and then there was another run of bags or something, and I was able to get in on the second wave. Okay, this kit is completely unopened. This came from Jeannette Douglas workshop, which was done by Acorns and Threads in May, I think it was. Anyway, it came with this beautiful project bag. This is a project bag from Bags by Wendy. And on my last video, I said she has an Etsy shop. I am wrong. She does not have an Etsy shop. She sells through Instagram on her Instagram account, bags_by_Wendy. And Wendy is spelled with an I, not a Y. So if you're looking for her. So you just have to keep your eye on her Instagram. Anyway, this is a huge kit, you guys. Huge. It has the pattern to make that stitched tray. It's got, you know, all your flosses. It also has finishing fabric. It's got your, oh, I guess I did stitch a little bit. It's got your wonderful Vintage Country Mocha fabric. But the other thing that, you know, so it's got the tray. It also has this drum, and there it is, the pin keep. So you get 3 projects in this kit. So Jeannette Douglas, I love Jeannette Douglas. So I need myself a little Jeannette Douglas time. So that's a huge project. All right, next up is Grateful Hearts by Plum Street Samplery. This was part of the 2020 Stitch Summit Virtual Retreat, and this was the project that was one of 3 projects that we got at that. So this is fully kitted and completely unopened, but it has warranted itself a project bag. So that I'm dying to stitch. And one thing that's really cool is the smoke coming out of the smokestack there. Think cinnamon stars. These two will look beautiful together. So I am looking forward to getting a start on that as well. Okay, now what does this one say? Oh, this one says club kits. Okay, there's a number of kits in here. Do you think maybe I have a kit problem? So I signed up last year, 2020, to be in the A Little Help from Our Friends stitching circle put on by the Silver Needle. And this is one of the kits. It's by the Cricket Collection. Here is our fabric for that, and then the flosses are tucked down inside. So that is kit number 1 in this bag. Kit number 2 in the bag is from my, say it with me friends, my beloved Bent Creek. Look at this. It's a kit for a drum. Ah, love it. So again, we've got fabric, floss, all the finishing stuff. It is ready to go. Love it. Yes. Okay. The other thing that's in here is by Shakespeare's Peddler. Oh my gosh. The friendship tree. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That is absolutely amazing. Same thing. We've got fabric, floss pattern. It's all there. So in this one little project bag, I've got 3 kits. Oh my goodness. Can you say sucker for kit? Yeah, that would be me. Okay, now speaking of kits, the next one is called The Good Company, and this is also by Plum Street Samplers by Paulette Stewart. And this was a kit that I bought in November through Acorns and Threads. I do not know for sure if you can get it anyplace else except at Acorns. I don't know if they have any left, but if you're curious and interested, call Acorns, and I will put their shop information in my show notes so you can find them. Okay, so here we are. Fabric, floss, yummy. Now this one, I was watching Annie, who is Joy-Filled Stitcher on FlossTube, and she mentioned that she had this kit. And so I completely stalked and hounded Annie and said, hey, if you're going to start that, I've got that kit. I'd love to start it with you. We're going to sell this together, and we are going to start on Martin Luther King weekend because we'll have 3 days off. We can get a good amount of stitching done on this guy. So if you are interested in stitching along with us, get the kit and join us. We would love to have you. Open to anybody, open to anybody. So there you have it. So that is going to be a start here pretty quick. All right. Again, okay, I'm kind of embarrassed by the number of kits that I've got. So this is also by Lindy Stitches. This is her blue-footed booby kit. I had to have it. I mean, how can you not? How can you not need this kit in your life? The bag is by the 805 Stitcher, and I ordered the kit. Yep. There's our chart. And there's our flosses. Aren't those pretty? Oh, I just love those. And these are Weeks and Classic Colorworks. So those are gonna be fantastic. And then it also comes with the trim for finishing. Yeah, can't wait to start that. That's going to be a complete blast to do. So yeah, yet another kit, you guys. Okay, and we just have a couple more. Hooray, right? You guys are probably sick of this by now. All right, what is in here? This says, oh, Barbara Anna. There's at least 2 projects in here. What I have got is the Barbara Anna released 2 freebie charts during Stay Home, Stay Safe, and Light. I love that fox, like Michelle Bendy says, fox in a dress, Sal. Love it. So I have got all of the flosses pulled for that. I've got beautiful 32 count, what is it called? Belfast linen in the colorway Dirty, which is going to be beautiful. And then the other chart that's in here was another freebie. Did I not print it? There was a second free chart by Barbara Anna, and I know that one was called The Key, And so that's all the flosses for the key. I've got enough fabric for both of them. Apparently I just didn't print out the second chart, the second PDF chart, because, well, I haven't started the first one, so why use the toner, right? So I've got basically 2 charts in, you know, 2 kits in here. Projects, that's what I'm trying to say. All right, then the other thing that I have got is, this is a sale that's starting right now, right this second. It is by Patty, 2 boys and an NL girl. This is her By the Bay stitch along, and so I've got my white linen. I am doing this, I'm going to do it on a 37 count Linda. I have got all of the yummy called for flosses. I don't know if I can get those all pulled up. I'm a bobbinator. Look at these, all these yummy beachy colors with, you know, pops of coral. Oh, it's going to be so pretty. That's started on the 1st, but I just haven't gotten to it yet, but I will get there, right? So that is also on my list of things I need to do. And then, you guys, I did the Nice List subscription box, advent box by the Stitching Book Club, no, Black Needle Society, and it came with not 1, not 2, but 3 charts and fabric and floss. So one of them, we've got the blue flower, we've got winter blooms, and you guys, you've seen this, right? Because it was just on my Flossmas. So there is the fabric, there's the flosses. So that's number 1 from the subscription box, or not, I keep saying subscription box, from the Advent box. The second one, also from the box, is by Tiny Modernist. Yep, there's our fabric. Flosses are in that little box. There's another one. And then the last one is from Michelle Bindi Stitchy, Winter Witches, which is adorable. And we've got an 18 count Ada, which I am really psyched to try. When I've stitched on Ada, it's been like a 14 count that came with a kit that was, you know, hard and crunchy. This has been dyed. It is really soft, so I'm really excited to try this. I might be expanding my my palette, and then of course all the flosses that came with Michelle's kit. So look at that. Isn't that gonna be pretty? That's it, you guys. That is the things that I have kitted that are ready for a start. I wish I had 18,000 hands, because I want to start it all and I want to finish it all. And then I want to hire somebody to FFO it all. All right, that's it for me, you guys. I am really excited about 2021, the stitching that I have ahead of me. There are so many projects that bring me joy. I hope this didn't enable you to, you know, to have to go buy too many kits. I hope I didn't break your budget. But anyway, thank you for spending time with me, for looking at everything I've got kitted up. And I hope you stitch happy this week, and I will see you next week. Thank you again for sticking with me. I know this was a long one. I appreciate you so much. Okay, stitch happy. I'll see you later. Bye, friends.